when I train my crew, I train them how to operate this latch without a procedure. Just hook this so it doesn't go floating away.
Yeah, just stick it to one of the airlock.
You can't tether this to close that door. That's how the screw works, by the way.
Why, thank you.
Yeah. So those the switches there. You have a power switch that turns the safer on. The test mode, unless it sees that test mode on twice. Part up. That's a pitch.
Makes sense.
And so if you look, is to figure out, you know, how much input you need to get a certain yaw speed. The hand control module works. So go ahead and power that off, and we'll talk about the latch and mount the safer while those guys are in the suit.
Okay, that's what happened when they came out and then they went to the, because I saw it there.
We'll mount the safer onto the Bliss, and then we'll get in the VR environment and do some flying. Center of thrust is designed to be very close to the center of mass of an astronaut.
Oh, there's a
There is a
screwdriver.
screwdriver associated with, on the T-handle, associated. When you fold these towers, the short hinge is the one that folds first.
Otherwise, it's self-correcting.
That's right, it is. We're going to have a step in the procedure to verify that your safer handles are down.
Okay.
The NBL, take this pin and just
Get
enough
it started.
into the tray, and then hold the door closed and put it down. And how to stow this, because if that happens to your buddy, you're going to have to go over there, and they can't stow their own hand control. And the striker plates are those plates right there where it interfaces. And that center one is where that latch actually interfaces. Spacesuit, you can't tether yourself to structure while you have the safer on for that.
Yeah.
It's just for IV use only.
Sort of right now, it's like kind of whichever. Right?
It is. And the TAF is kind of predicting.
140.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so southeast. So I think it'll be not working, but also Happy's for 1.5.
Okay, sounds good. We'll head down.
What have you been up to?
Staying busy. Looks like we're documenting you guys quite a bit these days. So. But they'll tell us maybe a weekend.
All right.
What's weird is, like, I didn't know they were going to do another.
I didn't either.
Oh, it was so much fun
Really
though.
good. Like bring food. Sometime whenever we've got like not other weekend plans, it's awesome. You don't have to be particularly athletic.
like it's also right next to there, so.
Yeah.
I went to school there, but I've never flown in there.
We could try.
Have you flown into Leaf before?
No, I've been to Davis one.
It's a little higher and closer. Back down, it's like, it's nothing.
Here's this map case over here.
safer flight rules exist on how much mass you have to have in this, inside the safer before you can go outside. In such a manner that it will have the effect of less than one fail-on thruster.
Okay.
Right, so it will relieve that EMU. We'll see how all that works a little bit later on. Power it on, it prevents that valve from firing.
Gotcha.
And it's just a little, it's got a little knurled, I think that's EVA. You don't want it to be inhibited, right? You want it to actually fire. So we remove this inhibitor plugged in, we close the door, and conveniently there's a screwdriver.
Oh, nice.
Thumb loop is designed for your gloved, EMU gloved hand to come up through there like this,
Yeah.
and to be able to grab on in front for control. The ball detents interface with that.
When you have your fingers here, is it actually doing anything like besides? Okay, so it's not like you have to have your fingers back there. Okay.
The safer is designed with a consistent center of mass, right? So, if you have a long lane, I think that hard stop kind of got it in between positions, so I went back to the previous 90. Okay. If you look at that, be interested about it, just do it naturally the way you did it, and we'll get there. And then, just for your awareness,
Switch power off.
yep. And that has to, you know, proficiency.
So I think big things today, translations. Bridget already brought it up, but as ED2, I'm going to be going underneath lab 1. And the same thing, I'm going to get them in a good config, I'm going to get myself in a good config, and then I plan on putting their waist tether over my arm and kind of keep them close as I go, probably from a pull perspective. I'm still contemplating whether I should go past it. I'm going to make everything go past it. I would like to, but I'll make everything kind of fall out. I got to found a happy medium, I think, how tight I want it to be. And I may end up putting a little bit of band in here. Oh yeah, you do. Like, yep.
How was it?
It was good. Good.
Nice.
Good job, Luke.
Getting there.
Made it.
All right.
Arms on and a blue report.
Touch your back.
I breathe and it's like pressure, max pressure. But it works out really well as it stretches.
Should work on middle off there.
I'll
let you do his first.
I think he's good.
Oh, he's good?
Yeah, we got it on there. I have extra tricep pads today, so maybe.
Especially because you will wear glasses if you want to try them. So the Mark Van de High method is having people kind of like, it's like you're bracing up like in the military, like tuck your chin up and back to make the back of your neck long, and it kind of tucks your nose and glasses out of the way. And then once you're past that like magical middle point where you know your cups are through, you tilt your head back.
Okay.
It's just
I will try
like
it out.
something worth trying. And then the Sonny Williams pro tip is to push your own ear cups in.
And then we'll pop it off and we'll engage this. And this is going to go over the buckle, okay?
Oh, I see.
Yeah, we did that last time.
That
Perfect, yeah. Just kinda go around. Very good. That keeps it from irritating, keeps it from slipping. But the more you talk and the more you actually. So is there any and whether it's set up there? I mean, we can put one on there if you want. Thank you. Okay. Okay. So take, like you hold both of them like this and kind of use your fingers to get in their face. Yeah, very good. If you need it loose, make sure you're going straight. Right now.
Nice. No, Roger.
Oh yeah, much better.
This goes. Son, there you go. Work it over the back. I mean, watch over. He's going to go ahead and hit the back and then come over the front of his glasses like this. Rotate down over his glasses. Perfect. Watch his oh, there you go. Very good. Okay. And then he comes bounce out. You're going to touch that. Come straight down the drink bound. Very good. And then land it down. All the way down. Use these right here.
Yeah. There you go. How's that? You in there? You good?
Rubio. Yeah. That was very challenging.
Yeah.
I was so glad I fought Reagan on that run.
And then I'll take the basket.
Going up. Clear. Going down. Come in.
Allows us to take those two PGTs and use them. So, because you can see right here with this unit, if you want to do that beforehand, but I have confidence we can just go through steps today. Alright, and now we are going to inspect the tower latches for any damage. So again, very similar. And at this point in time too, we are going to make
It's just like kind of half
turn. Exactly. And you're not sure that you recess the tower. You just want to make sure that the lock is one in the back. Okay. So you can slide. Alright. And then you disconnect the bliss from the safer tower. So again, I'll be 1G if you want to take the bliss away. Got it. Perfect. really funky. A lot of people said, well, wait, why am I pushing it in like that? Well, this area is protected.
It's gonna go on like a backpack.
Okay. Pushing in another. Okay. Pitch is the actual rotate your head up, rotate your head down, and roll.
If you want to hold this against your face, so everything's clear. Up. Is that good?
Yeah. And so if you want to take a nap right now, then, I'll try and make my best whale sounds. You can connect your inputs to what you see. And so I yaw before, let's go ahead and do a yaw to the right. Put those inputs.
Special fluids is kind of this orangey color. An example of this would be internal thermal cooling. Now there's one thing this doesn't have, that typically on most QDs like this, quick disconnects, we try not to touch them like this, because then we put finger oil, hand on this. That's some rather used Velcro. So this is our in and out. And then we use these two ports here to outside of the bladder and the inside of the bucket.
Like the annulus.
Right. So you have, which would be, if you think about it, similar as a Schrader valve on a bicycle tube. All those different kinds of things. So all these different users that are on the purple bus, and what kind of water is in that purple bus? Both the condensator, the wastewater bus, and the potable bus, we have these.
So you'll hear how Runline went. We're going to discuss every single grade you've gotten for the last 3 runs. Be so meticulous with your tether operations. I know you guys will. Again, so the goal was to make the last couple of runs really, really hard. You guys showed you do this tether routing. I just know this isn't going to work. Stop and fix it. Not only does that show. Any questions on expectations for this run? So you guys can go drop your bag, install the gap scanner, and then go get your APA cards. After that, you will be going out to the ATA. So that's going to be on the. I don't know your MTA right now, so also you'll have to have it ready. At that point, all right, your egress is going to be a standard slingshot, so no surprise.
And follow-up question was on an existing cable as the MTA.
Yeah, so since this is a temporary thing, the NCGL is the serious thing right there. But you will have to undo all the TA now. And they would undo the real NTA because they stick out into the MT translation, so it will be acceptable. So you can just say like, hey, I'm going to heads down for a minute until they come up. I will stop the time. Up their green hook right before the Sarge. So when you get to S3, there will be a full safety hook at that point. That makes sense? So just make sure you get hooked up to the right one. We label them in the morning so that it's working.
Where's the QD connector going to be?
No again.
There's a lot of that.
So you'll have to simulate that.
No debris, no damage.
Verify female QD is ready to mate. Check if D10 button up.
Didn't button up. Pressed. Very full position.
Check F where visible.
So this flowed all the IAs before you guys started, and I mentioned MTRA and like every veteran group. All right.
Digitally, I don't know if
I don't know how in depth you want to. I want to take a look at it, but I almost feel like we'd be wasting time if we try and do this. Okay.
I think that's the install procedure.
Do you think or no?
To do what?
Like do this entire thing in that way.
Might as well, right?
Yeah. Is there any other thing that you prefer to do? In the pool, some of the other ORUs seem to live out, protrude out, and stuff, but this one doesn't seem to have anything.
One, the PFCS is a small way, and the other way is lengthwise down that column. And so it pushes the MBM closer to make you when it's lengthwise.
So you're saying this guy does not?
I'm gonna ask him. It's this.
Okay, down to if we have an elbow pitch angle out of limit. So if we're commanding retreat or double pitch for separation, fly over the lab, verify hop that we're back at brain, and then hop back up, and really hop back to shoot. Let's see. And let Houston know. Very good. Okay. Here's for signals. M2, you will verify that free drift, where we have appropriate free drift conditions. Over to take off this with me.
This one, that one you can stick back to where it was. I'm just gonna let you know, take the brakes off and verify off.
Okay. Brakes are commanded off, and we are in position hold.
All right, on the PCS, on the.
Trigger icon is, trigger icon is.
All right, and then verify lead mode is auto capture.
Lead mode is auto capture.
All right.
Alright, I'm going to start the approach.
Copy. Cygnus is holding pretty steady. Don't see grinding an X. Copy. .5 liters.
Wait until the brakes come on.
It's better to do it that way, but it's not on the cue card. If you forget, it's not going to hurt.
Okay. Alright, but it's good to know.
Right through that.
There you go. Button her up.
All right.
Just like that. I can help you. Necessary?
Don't come straight up.
Okay.
When you go to get up, you're going down cherry like this, and around your backside.
I know, that's a nice
Okay,
design.
ready? Go for it.
There you go.
Push your
Feel
arm
good.
down.
Good.
Down there and grab that zipper.
I can put the boots on.
There you go, slowly.
Okay.
down.
Up,
Now
totally up
can
to
you
you.
grab the
Very
zipper,
good.
and wrap it around the backside?
Ryan.
All right, there, reach the bladder
All
too
right.
much.
Get
Give
over
me
there.
a hold.
Oh,
Give me a hold.
gotta come out like this.
Take it back off.
It'll make it easier for everybody.
Pull on.
Everybody's ready for the picture?
Yes.
What you did the dive?
Yes.
Lean forward just a little.
Yeah, but I don't want to.
They're gonna practice putting them on.
Oh, okay.
We'll say, we'll say CDR, FTC contact, and then just acknowledge that with a CDR, PLT, MS1, MS2, instead of us having to cause it out every single time both ways.
So CDR loud and clear.
6, 6, and 7. Sorry. It was 7.
This, get out. Yeah.
Did you not have that connected?
Yeah, I just did that first.
Oh, you didn't have it? I wasn't sure if it was going to get too cold.
No, not at all.
You can also disconnect. That's true.
Can't do this.
And then advisors up. Solid.
That's why we were saying no one should be like
He was telling us, he thinks the same way I did. It takes it.
Older vehicles had a large yaw maneuver that they would perform during green.
Black means they're not available. Green means they're available.
Right, so available. But you had any robotic screening?
Just the basic.
The basic, okay.
I haven't been tomorrow.
Yeah, that's fine. It's not a prerequisite for today or anything. This picture, but camera 8 is right here, the P1 upper outboard camera. And then once we get that, so we've already been in this procedure earlier in the day. Steps 1 and 2, start looking at the city's backaway cue card. On this side. This one is not normally in the cupola, but the day or so before a vehicle arrives, and you can see all the buttons with their protective little plastic covers that go over all those buttons. So
How do you lift them?
you just pull up from the bottom right there. With this, if we look at our display, I'm going to get the lights down here.
It looks like it's just hanging there.
It says mode hold.
Yep.
On the left, there.
Yep. Medium mode
Okay.
hold. And then looking at
Step. Verify visiting vehicle mode. Report primary range to MCC Houston if desired.
it's really easy. You just
Switch places.
Sure.
Okay. You are going to.
So anytime it has one of these blocks in here with camera information, it always mentions the PCS page. The camera calibration commands that we go through a procedure a day or two before to try to make sure our pan and tilt values don't have any errors in them.
Then we go to MSS, SSRMS, MSS Safing.
Opening.
All. Review 2.101 Cygnus Backaway cue card from MCC.
Over the pin. So it's a list of a bunch of failures there. And then the two columns to the right and the minimum range there, 1.5 meters. In a little bit we'll talk about how you can tell when you're at that distance, but that's kind of the range we want. Closer to ISS, because we're not ready for step 4 yet. We still have to bring the vehicle from 30 meters down to the capture point. 30 meters is not that far away, really. So it's just the outline of the vehicle and everything. Those are very dependent on the data coming from Cygnus. So it's just worth saying, hey, here's the bottom right corner. There's some additional corridor information there.
Bounce into the center of the nested corridors.
Verify no exceeding limits, violations displayed.
I see no exceeding violations.
Cygnus capture tracking setup on MCC Houston go for capture sequence. If contingency following go for capture.
I see the move.
Okay, verify SR is locked.
The shoulder roll joint is locked.
MSS.
Command confirm. Trigger's now hot. Wait for the icon. I see the icon.
Copy.
Preview click.
Okay.
So on the visiting vehicle, on the auto attitude control, hand over to US.
Okay, it is for.
In the ISS attitude control section, look for DSAT request inhibit and command that.
DSAT request.
Verify DSAT.
Maintenance command panel window.
Verify free drift arm is.
Send the free drift command.
Okay.
I want you to make sure that we see it flashing here, but then also the mode change on.
All right. Got it.
Read it to him.
Make sure the elbow's in a good spot for me. All right. We're just waiting on the leakage so we can lock him up, okay?
The moleskin pads were in my green sack, and last time.
We weren't up there, sorry.
Yeah, okay, and then pull it in just a little bit if you can. All right, pull it in.
Pulling in.
Mess up my hair.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Chin straps, okay? You tell me.
Probably a hair tighter.
Hair tighter, okay.
Hold it out straight, and I can't remember. Do you like your elbow down underneath or up top?
It goes down,
Down?
back, then over.
Okay,
Like
perfect.
Rick Linehan, if you ever
Yes.
worked with him.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I will put it back just like that.
Ewan, I'm ready whenever.
Okay.
Ewan,
on, check arms. All right, I knew I'm going to start off in the back and I'll work my way over your nose.
I'm having some difficulty taking this thing out here. There it is.
Yeah, because it's pressurized.
Hold on.
I gotta get the screw in here. Alright, there it goes. The good word. Looping.
Alright, so what is stress? It is the reaction to an internal or external stimuli, alright, that will experience some type of shock. Okay? That is that moment of inaction. That is that freeze point, alright, in that situation.
How a whole bunch of people stuck on top of roofs, right? Well, Mike, being a former Royal Navy guy, knew his way around knots. And he ended up having his neighbors go out and kind of scavenge up some bits, tighten it, and kind of get it nice and neat. All right, that's just going to help create, help keep us from having undue stress on that rope or any undue friction that we don't want. Because any of that extra friction, all that's going to do is weaken our rope. You guys got space boots probably, so I don't know what kind of retention system you're using. From there, we take our left, go over our right. All right, from there we should have our two really moving interlocking bites, just like that. All right, our overhand knots are good. Got some sort of graining on here, so let's see what we did wrong.
So, what the right?
Yep, go ahead and undo it, and we'll kind of go through. Man,
thanks.
Looks good.
Gotta do second knots.
No second knots. Looks good. There you go. Close pitch. That's it. Looks like you've tied a clove-hitch before or something, ma'am.
About 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, you got snow clove and regular clove-hitch going on. But eventually it'll pop free. Keep on shaking it, and off you go. Alright, now it's going to probably be a lot harder to shake those ones free, but trust me, it does work. Alright, so you guys can go ahead and grab your cordage and we'll go ahead and do it one more time. Or we'll do it a couple more times. I'm going to take my bike, lay it on my wrist pole, keeping it nice and loose. I'm going to take my hand, go through the bike, grabbing my two working ends, hold them through.
The clover also has.
Bam! Looks good.
nice little loop on the bike.
Yep.
That's how you recognize your type, right?
This is what I was holding. Yeah.
Underneath my wrist ball, creating this A gap, kind of like with our clothes, right? We can create that A gap. From here, I'm going to go through that gap 2 times. 1,
yeah, that makes sense.
And 2.
This looks like you've done this before.
This is
This is where I got right here.
Remember the square now, huh?
Okay, now you said ball line?
Second one, like, you go like, so it's white. This one?
It always the third one.
What was the second? And 5.
See, it's backwards.
See, that's why I didn't go.
That's,
I went.
Right, it's wrong. The A we were over.
Yeah, that's what I kept.
Oh, you're doing it. Wow.
Almost. So just gotta flip around. So make 1.
3 was the.
So I'm going to put just a little bit of water in there. That way, as that water moves around, it's going to melt that snow. If we just pack it in there, what? All right. So seepage well, beach well. All right. This seepage well in this area, in this environment, very effective.
So who's gonna drink it?
Jump on it. Now, this is an example. Now,
Will not be unless you land on Mars, you know, and you got the guys coming after you. And so that's normally the acronym that we use for a semi to non-permissive environment. So go back another 25. All right. So now that we've talked about bliss, just for kind of a reference for you, if you ever do have to this stuff out, so we can get out of the ring really quick. All right. If you can't. All right. So what's our angle?
45 to 60.
45 to 60. Good. So. That's it. And that's my class, y'all.
Joe disappears.
Yeah, there you go. Next time I'm gonna do that. All right. Another common item that we have means from plants. The yucca plant actually has its own soap in it. So do dandelions, things like that. You can use grease, you know, from your body even. You know, this is also an area for, you know, snowy conditions and things like that, because what is it creating in there? A nice bowl to hold my coals in and keeping them hot and off the ground. Okay. So over here, I might have a nice coal bed going. Okay. Over here is where I'm going to have my flame for heat, for people to sit around to stay warm, and I'm just slowly raking those coals back over this way. It'll. Hey, that's good. Magic. I love it. Just like that. Instead of pointing down, times the distance using my fingers. Southerly landmark. But if I do see the cross, these 2 pointer stars, I'm going to use the main beam right here, those 2 pointer stars, and I can see that illuminated line, and as long as I'm walking and keeping it together, all right, I'll be good to go. All right. That is when we're going to take a nap and rest during the hottest part of the day, okay? And that is going to become our internal clock, all right, to help us survival plan and do what we need to do at the specific times we do it. And that just adds regimen into that long survival situation, okay? How often does this need to be reassessed? Down, you know, with rucksacks and equipment and stuff like that. So even little deviations from here to here, dang, from here to here, that's things 600 kilometers, 800 kilometers almost, or 800 meters almost, you know, so.
you see where it's kind of, you can almost see through it, right? It's real clear. Right in there, that's what you're looking for. If you turn it over, hold the knife just like that, right there. Go ahead. Now, move that hand. I just want you to hold the knife right about there. So I'm just finding an edge there, and then all right, and I'm going to split off. Again, I'm just trying to raise it.
76.
That will take you to that corner.
Yeah.
So you have to add a little bit to it.
Yeah, definitely 5 seconds. blow it off, put it on there, you're good.
Are there pros and cons to each strategy? Like flat versus at an angle?
The flat will give you obviously more.
Come on, buddy.
5 minutes and 41 seconds. No, I'm serious.
I like the enthusiasm.
Oh, there you go,
Right
there you go.
Third strike.
Look at that.
There you go.
Oh yeah.
Look at that. Good and
And then once I feel I can get back towards that, which is about X amount of feet, I can just keep on looking.
Yep.
Well, that sounds even cooler.
Just cost more.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Right between those two trees. All right. So this is called the box method, right? So at this point, we would go ahead and
Getting that single tall tree diagonally across the field. You guys
right on.
concur?
So yeah, if you got that picked out, you can put your compass away, keep eyes on it, and just head at it and count your pace
I
count.
agree. I see it. The one.
This
appointed to be parallel.
This guy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Great. So, alright.
So, with knowing our location, knowing how we got our azimuth to the next location that we're going to, we can build on that. We can put our pace.
You can set that to north. And that's always going to be, that way if you're land naving at night or
At
something,
night, yeah,
you
yeah.
can just
Alright.
match up the glowy points.
Okay. And now I want to move to
To
355.
Or 351 if we
Right,
want it
yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
Okay.
And then
Get you another compass. His was actually pretty accurate with the rest of them over here. Hey, right, and
Can you just subtract it, or
you could,
okay.
but you know, when you're in that tired, degraded state,
Yeah.
trying to constantly do like the math in your head, you know, if you can just switch it out one for one.
Yeah, I think the 16 Romeo is like an 8x6 degree square, like it's big, and then it.
Give it that smell. Yeah, so we have now identified that we found this big old log of pitch.
Oh wow.
Yeah, right. And this, if there are pine trees, if you're in an area where there are pine trees, there's pitch, right? And like you guys together, figure out where you want to place it. And I'll just kind of watch your process and make sure that you guys are on the straight and narrow. If you need it.
Y here. Also, if we need it.
What do you think right here? Fairly flat. Or over here is pretty good.
Yeah. Water jumps at Mountain Station up in Alaska. Obviously, we wait until summer to do that. But we were right in Anchorage, so we had the Nick Sound right there. And even during the winter, the green light from the aircraft and the green light comes in and starts sending jumpers out. And the green light would come on, and that
I got a
little
taller
jumper
one
is
here.
always
You
staying
want-
over water when they get the green light. So it's like, okay, I guess we're going.
You know that you could like take your feet can and
Yeah. You'll be surprised at what kind of crap you can find just out in the woods in the middle of nowhere, too.
Man, just for crap everyone on the planet. Which is great in survival, right? 'Cause-
There's Tracy Wilson. She was on the second season of Alone.
There you go, pull it. There you go. Now do it the other way. Okay, yeah, now pull it back this way. I want to twist on you. Here, I'll help you out. Ready? There you go.
Boom.
Yay.
Solid.
There's like 6 people in a shelter.
Yes, trust me. We will. We got plenty of tough piles there.
Because they all take a roll downhill.
Don't you worry.
It was not comfortable, but it happened.
If you make it a two-person tent, would you need your wife to be
Taller.
taller?
Yeah, just.
your third camp.
There we go. Bam.
I was trying to pull actually.
So you guys can kind of see how that smoke, that signal fire actually really helped elevate that smoke.
Without your hand going like this.
Yeah. Keep the spoon.
There you go.
Yeah. Excellent.
All right.
3, 2, 1.
Wind shade.
Hey, go this way.
And I didn't really tie this one super great. I don't think I'm fitting into that one, right? So for me, I'd probably just go with that overhand knot, all right? But whatever night. All right, so with the rope, once again, we always want to make
Well, I guess there's no readjusting it. You just kind of.
It's kind of hard to readjust it at that point. Yeah, I feel. Well, me personally, you'll just have to figure out what kind of wood throw in your area and what works best.
To find a better edge on it, you just work yourself around. And that right there is enough. Watch your finger, because it'll work your fingers. You drop down. Well, okay.
Once you kind of get it dug out, you get to where it'll move freely in the hole. There you go. See if I can get this right forward. Yeah, it actually.
What looks like a small little explosion of sparks.
All right, now you just
You
gotta
can place the char cloth either underneath or at the very top of this, and the whole goal is to try and catch one of them small little embers on that char cloth.
You ready?
Okay.
I'm gonna retighten this for you. Like I said, I like my string.
Yeah, preferably a sharp edge, but
When you start seeing that smoke, you gotta keep on going.
You don't have to blow on it.
yeah, just be very careful if you do that. Yep.
Our Mayday call, all right? When we get on the radio and we say Mayday, 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 whatever your call sign is, and for us in the military, that recovery site isn't named and marked as a recovery site until the reintegration process is over. Aircraft at that level, but I do know on a rotary wing level or C-130 level.
Well, I mean, we kind of know the scale, but so.
Yeah, so the variation, I don't think it's
What's the same?
150. The degrees is a little bit more, but.
Right.
So.
The triangle with
triangle and just throw me on it, and then you drag.
The triangle and then tie her to that.
Yeah. Okay, so that's 2. Then 3, we'll use the string for your arm.
Yeah. String, or you can use my belt. I can just drop my belt.
It hurt a lot.
I mean,
Do we have to do it?
It might cut your.
we could also, failing that, we could just literally just take
I'm
off his
fine with
jacket, right? We
taking
can just take off his jacket and
Oh,
use
yeah,
his sleeve, right? Not actually cut it, but like. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna go. Okay.
You're right. You're right.
All right, let's do it. Okay, we're going.
You can do it. I know you can.
So we're looking for some wood to resolve that.
But where are you gonna?
Oh, we forgot to do a flurry. So how do you guys learn about the carry your,
No.
you're like,
Oh, he's so upset.
2/3 charcoal, 1/3.
Toggle, yeah. So you can just leave that rope there, right, and just pop that toggle off to the side loose.
Select the black one.
Does anyone
We lifted a few inches. Just very lifted, very low. Just a few inches, yeah. And we can, you want somebody else to get on the other side to stabilize? No, go to the other side. That way, in case it rolls. Yeah.
Lift it a couple.
Just a few inches. Ready?
Yeah.
1, 2. That's enough. That's good. Yeah.
You okay? We cut this.
You're sick. You broke your leg, remember? Are these the ones you're gonna do? Yeah. You guys want to go?
UAV building, like, yeah. So,